So Stephan, good to see you again at Light Reading's Executive Summit. We're here this year in Prague. So coming to the end of 2017, what for ADVA has been the biggest single change for you in the last year?
First of all, good to be back, and likewise, nice seeing you again. 2017 has been an interesting, partially a bumpy year for ADVA, but I think we had one clear highlight, and that was the acquisition of MRV Communications. Okay. So MRV, as you know, has been, I would call it a mini ADVA, smaller scale, but also an optical plus Ethernet play.
Yep.
I guess first it was very interesting to see that MRV had a customer footprint that we didn't have access to before. So wherever ADVA was, MRV was not, and where MRV was, we were not. Okay. So we can now serve their customers with a broader and better portfolio than ever before. And conversely, MRV also had some really interesting technology nuggets and the way they implemented things in their products. So we're going to try to leverage that into our portfolio and hence have an even more competitive and refined portfolio. We probably have the biggest and best Ethernet access portfolio now on the market. So that gives us an extra boost going into 2018. And last but not least, let's not forget the people. So MRV does have a good talent pool, and adding some of their capabilities and their staff to our group makes us also, I think, a more potent and strong supplier to our customers.
Okay. So, I mean, obviously, you know, the focus of your company has for a long time been on optical, and that was the focus of Light Reading at the very start of Light Reading's life. Now Light Reading is about a lot more, and there's very often a focus on, you know, in the communications, when people talk about telecom operators in the communication service space, most of the time people are talking about 5G or they're talking about virtualization, and we'll come back to that in a minute, but maybe less so about optical. But optical is still absolutely critical and vital to everything that the operators are talking about, isn't it?
I'm glad that you say that, because we're probably the only company that still carries optical networking proudly in the company name.
Yeah.
We've discussed about getting rid of it, but we feel optical is really a strategically important ingredient for everything that you said. And so going into 2018, we clearly have a strong focus on optical. That's about 75% of our revenue. And some analysts call us the original DCI company, the original data center interconnect company. This is how we started. DCI initially for the Fortune 500s, but more recently for the internet content providers. Gave us a lot of revenue boost and growth in the last few years, but more importantly, we're also a carrier infrastructure play. So we do have metro and regional networks out there. And I think these networks are now really at an important crossroads. So initially we had fiber, then we put SONET or SDH on that fiber. We need more bandwidth, so we added WDM. Then we moved over to more packet because things went from circuit more to packet-based networks. And along the way, we lost timing. So there's no more synchronous as we had in SONET or SDH. So I think for us as a vendor, there's really two important aspects now. We need to bring synchronization and timing back into those networks, so we can deliver precise and highly accurate timing, not only for 5G, but that's clearly a very important driver, but even LTE Advanced needs very precise timing. The energy and utility networks need very precise timing.
Right.
The financial services need precise timing for the time stamping of their transactions. So interesting enough that now that timing becomes such an important and strategically important asset, normal network technology no longer supports it. So I think we do have a strategic asset here with our Oscilloquartz technology, bringing that back in there. And clearly the second one is the whole telco cloud, if you want to call it that way. So we need to move from the more static implementations, and there's still a lot of those out there, and increase the level of automation. So ROADM technology has been around for the longest, but bringing it into metro at good cost points, making that flexible, programmable, and presenting that programmability with APIs and interfaces that those guys that are programming the data centers and the cloud services can use the same language, I think is a key initiative going into 2018.
Absolutely. Optical networking, transport networking, absolutely essential to underpin all of the innovation that's going on in the communication service provider industry. But ADVA, of course, these days is not only an optical and transport company, you're also now right in the heart of the virtualization sector as well. So can you give us a little update on the Ensemble part of the company?
Yes, I guess I should. So last year when we were here, we had Ensemble written all over the place. Ensemble's been progressing really nicely in 2017. You probably remember that we won the Verizon Universal CPE, well, part of that. So I guess that architecture has 4 components, and we are one of those pieces to the overall puzzle. For us, a really big breakthrough. Ensemble resulted from the Overture acquisition in 2016. A carrier Ethernet play that we saw as part of an industry consolidation, but their software architecture around NFV is really very advanced, and I think also we managed to convince Verizon to take a close look. They really liked our Ensemble connector solution, and that is now part of their universal CPE offering. Okay. So I guess we're at the stage where we're going from the whole thought leadership discussions into how do we deploy, operationalize, and also monetize on NFV. Still early days, but you got to start somewhere.
Making money is, at the end of the day, pretty important.
Indeed.
to all of us, and so that we can be here again next year. So, Stephan, look forward to chatting again next year. Thanks
Thank you so much, Ray. It's been a pleasure.